fucking, wanna play a game? Let's play a game.
Calling all trolls. Do you use small or bigger channels when you're trolling?
Yeah. Yeah, I just moved out of the driveway, so when he comes home, he has his spot back.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, it gets complicated where I am too. Sometimes we got several cars. Sometimes, but I got a bunch of property if they want to park wherever the hell they want to park. But as long as they don't get stuck in the mud.
Big accident right now, Noah, California.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I called artists in live right now. 7 car accident.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I know where it is. 5 miles where I live at.
Oh wow.
It's off the Jericho. You know where the off the 57 freeway. It's closer to the Toyota.
I don't know California.
And,
I don't know California. Never been there.
By the way, Gregory, every time for my next videos, every time people participate in their lives from now on, I'm just gonna thank them as my supporters at the end of each one of my videos. Everybody yep, I'm gonna thank them as my supporters because they do support my channel. So
Awesome titty boy. Be sure to tag us right. It's like this. But you got it wrong. Titty boy, we don't support steak sauce groupies.
But yeah, man, enough about them though. We don't need to talk about them anymore.
No. People like it because you're a good troll. People like it because you tell the truth.
Yeah. Well, I try my best.
I like how.
But you have to understand, Gregory. I have to tell you this, and I'll tell you this right now. I do put out some little white lies, so they just gobble it up like bait.
They do like this.
I like to put out some little white lies every once in a while, so they can think that they got me, they got Tattle, they got him now.
If you're admitting that you are lying, then you are admitting to trolling a disabled man with less than 5 viewers.
We got him. No, dude. I'm a little smarter than that. Just a little bit.
Yep, you're a dumb ass. If you really think anyone believes you were trolling.
I mean, I might be just above normal on the IQ level, but not too much above normal. And maybe actually I might be slightly below. But like I said, I enjoy the heat, man. I enjoy it. I love it. That's where I live, man. I live in the heat.
No titty. We live for this. And making you dance puppet.
But, so
I've always worked outside.
Oh, yeah? You like it?
Right.
I prefer to work outside, too. I like to be outside.
I'm trying to get James Madison on my host, my guest. It's hard to get him.
Greg, James Madison died about 100 and something years ago, man. No, I'm just kidding. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I email him, I comment him.
Yeah. A lot of them are hard to get.
Wrong. They are really easy to get if you actually know them as a friend.
Yeah, I know it is. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
because I'm starting my own talk show. I want to get guests like
some of them guys. Yeah.
Yeah, the guests. I have to get one of those audit people to see how they started how they get into YouTube, how to audit, how they get first into this.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Did he say he wants to do a talk show interviewing others? He might want to use someone else to ask the questions.
But the problem is, I need a music. I need
an intro,
a banner that's from Facebook. A music in the beginning.
I can work on something like that for you.
Yeah, please.
But here's one thing I have to tell you though.
What?
When I do that, it's going to say that you have copyright on your stuff, but it's not true. It's just some kind of flaw in the stuff that I use. It's just a glitch. It has every single one of my videos say copyright on when I look at my videos, every one of them say copyright, and it's only because this stupid program that I use for some reason always ends up putting a stupid copyright strike. But it's not really a copyright strike because it always says it's appropriate for YouTube or something along those lines. It's fine. It doesn't hurt anything. Easy Camera On, I made his intro and he asked me about that and I told him it's fine, and it has been so far. I mean, you don't see any of my videos being taken down for copyright, so
no.
You know.
Oh, you're friends with Easy? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I know Easy.
Yeah, Easy was asking me how the other start tweeting you. Because
I made Easy's logo. You know that green one that he has?
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, I made that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I made that for him.
Wow.
Titty Boy makes intros for others that will never be monetized. But he said it's a glitch in his software. No dumb ass. It's a copyright claim, not a strike.
Oh, that's why it looked familiar, the logo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I make different ones, you know, and I'm still in that business. If anybody needs a logo, I don't mind doing it, you know.
Oh, man.
I like doing it. It's kind
I
of
haven't
fun.
even figured out a logo yet.
No? Well, usually a lot of times what I do is I ask somebody if, like, you know, you can, most of the logos that like Gregory's logo I did right there with his face and the American flag.
Everybody likes it.
Yeah, I did that one. And what I do is I just kind of think about the person that I'm doing it for. And then also a little bit about, like, if they want to tell me what their favorite colors are, what kind of music they like, just different things that I know a little bit about them, or things that they like to do, and, you know, just as a hobby or something, whatever, you know. And
Gee, I want you to come up and I want to talk to you to see how you get started with the A1.
He wants to interview the steak sauce people. Raise your hand if you consider yourself steak sauce.
If we don't
SJD?
mind, yeah, if we're not busy or not.
Yeah, I would
If you
love
are,
to do
because
some SJ.
I want to ask you how you get into the A1 business.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. Because I have to know how to
did
get.
Jocko ever tell you how he started out doing it?
No.
Well, you got one
He's
right
a busy
here.
guy,
You got
you
one
know?
right on the hook right now. Don't let him get away. Jocko's pretty damn famous right there.
Yeah. He
I'm
drinks
coming up.
Yesterday
Yeah.
he drinks 2 iced coffee.
Yeah.
It's funny they had 2 coffee shops side by side. I had to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Double shots, though. God, I was buzzing all day.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that, man.
I started back 37 years ago. I did it for a short time. I only did it for like 6 months, maybe. And I didn't do any research or anything. So I got out of it before I got in trouble because I had kids.
Yeah.
And that's the first thing they go for is your kids. And their mother, they're son of a bitches about that.
Wow.
But he's no longer around. He retired after all that bullshit with me.
Right.
The director of SRS, that's what it was called. Social Rehabilitation Services. It's not called that now. And his name was Mr. Damn it, I had it on the tip of my tongue. Mr. God damn it. Manningham.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And he was one of them dirty landlords too.
Hello, STD News.
I saw one of his houses he was trying to sell. It was on a concrete pad, and the concrete was all busted up in the kitchen and stuff. It was like,
oh shit,
4 and 5 inches of gaps and sticking up. It was he trying to sell that shit.
Wow. I think landlords are like used car salesmen.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times.
He's so famous with his 6 months experience in supporting child sex pers. But we digress. Please continue.
How you doing, Incident News? But come in.
What's up, guys? Troll out in the troll, Gregory, and I can't. Is that Joko?
Joko.
What up?
I don't know why I call him Jocko.
It's JD.
Like
Is that who that is? I gotta get my glasses on.
Is it Joko or Jocko?
It's Johnson County, Kansas.
Oh, got it.
That's what it is. Johnson County, Kansas, the 5th richest county in the United States.
Really? That's pretty cool.
How did you get started with that A1?
How did I get started?
Yeah.
There you go.
How did I get started? I actually, 3 years ago, I was over here in Tucson, and I was actually driving to just go pick up a pizza from Domino's and watched a cop very aggressively jump out of his vehicle and tackle a guy. But prior to that, I was watching the Leon Valley phenomena.
Leon Valley, Texas, where real journalists made changes, not money, and another was found out to be sex offender.
Call it, and all that mess that was going on. And I had watched a couple of the channels, and I got to give props to the J-Town Press. I was watching quite a few channels, and every channel out there has had their inspiration. And J-Town was my inspiration. Watching her, but I've learned so much from all of these guys out there, and I consider myself still to be kind of new and learning. And evolving, I'm not perfect, but nobody else is perfect either. And
correct. Nobody is perfect, but you blame the cops for saying N rigging. We hold everyone accountable.
And I think most importantly, like if you read my about page, it's really, the Tyree Nichols and all of the brutality that's going on, Daniel Shaver here in Arizona, and all of these other people that have been murdered or beat up or unlawfully harassed by the police department. There's no question. It's easy to see watching these channels out there, all of these tyrants, for lack of, that's the word. That's what you call them. And it's not just the tyrants with the guns and a badge. It's those above them, the prosecutors, the DAs, the judges. It's literally corrupt from the top down. Everyone can see what's going on with Direct D. And I'm in the same boat. This is a petty.
Tell us about the domestic violence case that you're going back to court in Florida for. You like threatening, beating on your wife?
Pathetic charge. Delay and obstruct, as the scene was, I'm talking about my arrest now. Delay and obstruct, as the scene was code 4. They were done. They had let the guy go, and then they arrested me. And the DA, the prosecutor, they're not seeking additional jail time. So why are we doing this? It's all for money. It's all for revenue. But it's basically, I got to give credit to J-Town Press, but also a shout out to all these other channels that have welcomed me, and that I've been able to go out and experience with. I've audited in Florida, and I've audited here in Arizona quite a bit, and I'm not done yet. I'm just waiting to get rid of this charge, and my vehicles are in a little bit rough shape right now, so I'm working on them. And hopefully we'll be heading over to Albuquerque, New Mexico, and meet up with Four Corner.
You know what I really wish we had, and I think it would benefit you guys that are actually putting your ass on the line all the time, is an association of auditors, maybe like a website that people can go to. And I know there's various things out there, but I would like to see.
Keep talking, titty boy. You keep showing that. You aren't real. Dumb as doesn't even know. There's a list, but he knows Rogue.
The deal on there. He's got a map and he's letting auditors put their name on where their stake is and map.
Which one is that? I mean, I know the
No name coder. No name coder.
Oh, coder. Oh, look.
Yeah.
I mean, the permanent record. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, I haven't been over to seeing the record yet. I made like 5 logos for him.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, I just want to talk for a second about. So we had Riot Girl arrested today in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I saw that.
What did you? Never heard of her before.
I didn't see it. I saw her talking afterwards.
Yeah. We also had Benghazi, the White Rabbit, arrested in South Carolina.
You're lying about timing. What else are you lying about?
They started beating me. Y'all can see it from the different camera angles for officer safety and career trail audience.
Now, if you remember my first video, which actually is the only angle we have of the attack, you can't see anything because the cameramen there were useless. As he mentioned, career killer audits with a Z, that's Travis Antonio Green. You might want to do a search on Morden Police and Antonio Travis Green and something about plying a team with drink.
In both these charges, they're egregious, unlawful arrest. I believe the White Rabbit is still in custody.
I think the government tries to win these through attrition. In other words, they just hit you so many times with different things, different bogus charges. They try to wear you down financially and mentally, I think, is what they try to do.
Well, sure. I mean, this isn't cheap,
No.
For anyone, it costs money. I'm not even bothering with an attorney because it is such a stupid case. But not only that, I mean, an attorney is going to cost you $2,500, $3,000 minimum.
Right.
And to see, I mean, I've witnessed attorneys that it's just money to them. You're nobody, whether they win or lose.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that can be seen all across the country where people are attempting. I mean, even Riot Girl, she was begging, "Can someone please help me with an attorney?" I see that across the country where there are people, I've seen people that have emailed Direct D, "Hey, can you help me out with an attorney?" So it's difficult, and I think that the attorneys are just in the same racket. I've been to court in several places in Florida. I was supporting Tony F. and Wynn.
Tony F. and Wynn, the case that poor dirt farmer brought to real auditors like Rogue Nation's attention.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, but he was arrested at Walmart. It was a mistaken identity. And he's actually suing for $10 million right now.
Thanks to Rogue Nation, not Direct D or anyone on this panel.
But I went to court up there with him. I was in court in Lee County. And of course now my own situations here in Arizona. And there's a reason why every time you go in front of a judge, that judge says to you that you should get an attorney, because that's the circle. They want to make money, and they feed each other.
Yeah, I agree.
The judge gets a cut.
Yeah. To be honest with you, I wish more auditors would do something more like what Jeff Gray does. I think I think he has almost the perfect audit method going today. As far as 1A, as far as like pure 1A, freedom of religion, freedom of press, freedom of assembly, and all that, he rolls it all into one. Now, he doesn't necessarily go into buildings most of the time, but I think he's got it pretty nailed down, man.
That's part of why I've been patrolling state lines because on both sides, Kansas and Missouri, have been running off the homeless that are panhandling and stuff.
Well, you guys know.
I have not seen any of them move since I've been over there.
So you guys know Jeff Gray. He's been around about 12 years doing this, right?
Yeah, he has.
You have to respect someone that's been doing it this long. But there are some videos out there that are kind of circulating. They're troll videos, and they story about Jeff Gray, and I'm not going to say anything towards it. People are more than welcome to go do their own research because it's not about. I don't want to throw anybody. I don't want to speak ill of anybody or what they're doing. People can go out there and seek it out for themselves and make their own opinions. But like Joey said, I respect. You respect anyone that's out there fighting the fight. Anyone that's out there holding the camera.
No dumb ass. You respect those doing it right, not those looking for clicks and views and the next dono.
Yeah, that's exactly it, man. Well, the other thing is you have to understand because the trolls are kind of my forte.
Your forte? You doxed yourself, then claimed you were trolling on a channel with less than 5 viewers.
And the thing is with them, they're going to find any little thing they can grab onto. And they're going to also throw their own little spin on it.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Just like the things that they've been trying to hurl at me, none of it, I'm telling you right now, none of it is me. None of it is, they try to hang on to any little thing to justify what they're saying. And I've been, like I was telling Gregory, these guys have had, I was called Rogue Nation the other day.
They did? Who? Are you visiting Cyrax of Chilliwack Fantasyland? Again, titty boy?
I was called Rights Crispy the other day.
Really? Who did that? Show the cleeps, titty, or it didn't happen.
By the way, I know J-Town pretty well, and J-Town is excellent. And I've been called every auditor out there, and I've told them, and this is the honest truth, I am not an auditor. I've never been an auditor. And
correct. You aren't, nor are you a supporter of real auditors. We know who you are, but you keep telling everyone that we don't. We haven't needed to expose you since you did. That just reacting to your own words. But you are the king of trolls. Sure you are. More like the king of dumbasses.
But they say that I am. So if they want to believe that, they can. They can. But what I'm saying about the troll channels is they just do that so they can get clicks and views. Everything that they accuse you of, they're trying. They do themselves. As a matter of fact, troll channels, they say that these people should have privacy and they shouldn't be put on YouTube and all that. But what do? They post them up there a second fucking time without blurring any of their faces down. So what does that say about them?
Yeah, I mean, they call us frauditors, but how are they getting their income? Basically, they're stealing our
Off of you.
Stealing your content? You can't steal publicly available content on the internet.
Yeah, shout out real quick, Howard County and Westside. Sorry, Gregory. I just wanted to say hi to those guys in the chat.
You don't want to get the information from YouTube. I bet all the cops get the information from YouTube. I bet half of them is on the, but half of them is on the, like, in the chat. But then the cops, that's how they get the information. That's what I'm guessing, but I could be wrong.
What did he say? We didn't quite understand that. Where's our translator at?
No, I think I like Jocko and SJD and any auditor that picks up a camera automatically gets my respect.
Picking up a camera doesn't make an auditor. That's why you are a fake titty boy.
And because what they do is they are catching charges, and a lot of them have never had charges before all of this.
And a lot of them has charges like sex crimes, selling fentanyl, domestic violence, DWI with firearms, and etc. And you titty boy blindly say just support them because they're standing up for your rights. We call bullshit.
And they're doing that so we, like me, I can sit on my fat ass.
Yes, you do have a fat ass, as we have seen it in person. By the way, thanks for the lunch last year.
And say, man, these guys are doing much like when I was in the military. There's a story out there I used to read. It's called The Little Red Hen. Have you ever heard of it?
No, never heard of it before.
The little red hen basically planted the grain. She harvested the grain. And every time that she would ask for help from her friends, they would say, no, we're not. We're too busy. And once she milled the grain into flour, then she baked the bread, and everybody wanted to be there to consume the bread. They all wanted to help her eat it, but they didn't want to help her do the work to get there. They didn't help her grow the wheat. They didn't help her harvest the wheat. They didn't help her mill it into flour, and they didn't help her bake it, but they wanted to be there to eat it. And that's what a lot of people do with auditing, is they want to sit there and let everybody else do the work, like SJD, like Jocko. They want everybody to do it, but nobody wants to put their own ass on the line because they have their fat, dumb, and happy lifestyles that they want to preserve.
You really believe they're doing something, titty boy? How many laws have been changed? We bet you don't even know the real auditors that have changed laws.
But unfortunately, because of that these guys are putting their ass on the line. It's almost like a soldier showing up to battle thinking that all of his guys are having his back, and then he shows up and there's nobody behind him.
Did he just compare being a soldier in battle to these fake auditors? Please don't fight for us. All you are doing is taking our rights away faster.
That's what I think a lot of auditors are like. They're doing all of this shit for everybody else, but then when it comes to them asking for help or backup, nobody's behind them. And that pisses me off, man.
So how many have you went and stood with in court, titty boy?
What do you guys think about that?
We think you're a fake fraud, using your family status to influence gullible channels, but we digress. Is this thing working?